Then let's move from there. So we saw the practicals that we did, and then this is the result of the practicals that what was done last week Saturday. So any questions? Pre-test questions, practical questions. Yes, you will use it now if you want to learn how to use it. I'll allow you to use it. That's not a problem. I'll allow somebody to come and do demonstration for you so that you can see how to use it. Any other thing?
Now, I want to ask concerning how you fed the fish last week in our present. You understand? When you put food, you gave them food there, you said it is done for that day. I am talking about what you told us. But later on, you began to give small, when your crowd, depending on your observation.
Let me ask you again. How many times are you supposed to feed this fish in a day?
He said it may be at least 3 times.
So how can I possibly do one feeding and tell you we are done for the day? I can't tell you we are done for the day. It is for that moment till the next 3 or 4 hours or 5 hours time. Any question, please? Yeah.
If you want to inject the female, like how many meals? How many meals do you give the female?
You were in class the day I mentioned, I did the calculation on the board. You were in class the day I did the calculation, weight and hormone. So any other question that you have asked that you have not gotten, find out.
Then my question concerns the injection. Is it the same injection that you use to inject the female or to use for the male?
You don't inject the male for catfish. I said this in your class. You don't inject the male for catfish. You don't inject the male, only female.
Now, so every male has the sperm pad there.
Supposed to have
Okay.
by nature, every male is supposed to be fertile for reproduction. And there could be exceptional cases, which is as a result of genital deformity or from the gene of the fish and all that. There are some men that are impotent and they don't have any explanation for it. So it happens in animals too. So you don't have explanation, but you see it's 0.001%. It's not common.
Now, no, I ask you a question.
Like pretest.
Under that hypothesis of the fish, under assumption that we buy maybe catfish from another pond, buy the female from another pond, then you operate the male and discover that there's no sperm pad.
Yeah. What do? You abandon it and go and get another one. By right, they are not supposed to have only one male fish with you. I mentioned these two in class. They are supposed to have up to 2, 3 in case of eventuality.
When you said you don't inject catfish, what about the very thing you inject when it is tilapia?
For tilapia, no, you don't inject. You don't inject for breeding for tilapia. Yes, you don't. Like I said, tilapia is self-prolific. They produce by themselves, bringing out the offspring from their mouth. I said that in class. You have a question.
You don't have this thing have
Or plastic or GP can.
and you don't have this water that is
You don't have to ask.
so you cannot change the water.
You have to do something like this. Anyhow, you can improvise. You have to do something like this. Anything you want to do must be something like this to give you the result. But it's not as if it's not come out. So when things are happening, you don't know what the problem is coming from. So if you like, you want to use the palm fruit to do that, as long as it holds water, no problem. As long as you can have water running, it may not be running in this speed, but it must be running. To allow the process of dissolved oxygen to keep entering into, because their oxygen requirement is higher than the bigger fishes. It's just like a little baby who requires more care than somebody that is an adult or a mature person. So that is how it also. Go ahead.
The normal salad.
Yeah.
When did you use it?
Actually, I didn't use it. I didn't use. That's
That reminds me, what's the role of
I said it in class. That
Yeah,
no, I'm not supposed to be reminding you like that. Normal saline is to help you create a solution from the sperm sac for ease of fertilization of your collected eggs. Solution help you to make a solution that you use so as to enable fertilization of the eggs. It's not bad, but you are time bound. You are time bound using water. When I say you are time bound, it means that you have to do it within 1 minute. Because 90 seconds, which is 1 minute, 30 seconds, the eggs have completed fertilization as long as water touches that egg. So if your solution has not gone round in contact with the eggs, if the sperm solution has not gone round the eggs, it means that those who didn't get in contact with it within 90 seconds will not be fertilized. So you see why you should have such a thing before direct water contact with the egg. So observation time I mentioned in class for these young fishes is more than for your fishes that are growing up. Sorry, don't bring chairs. So there was the observation time for this tender fry fish is more than when you just go drop food and walk away for the other bigger fishes. The observation time for this is more. You have to know how they are swimming, get used to it, know their swimming pattern when they are very healthy, so that when they are not healthy, you will notice it and be able to do something about it. So, can somebody remind me the process of breeding? Since nobody has questions, can somebody remind me? Just run through it, the process of breeding. I said before that breeding is artificial propagation. It is not a natural thing. You are the one that wants to bring about. You want to bring about the process of breeding in an artificial way. Like when we say artificial, it means human effort. It's not natural. It's human effort. That's why we say it is artificial propagation, which can also be reproduction. Artificial way. You are not allowing natural cause now. You are doing it in an artificial man. And I explained the process of broodstock selection, which I said that for the purpose of this class, that we may not be able to go into some of the details of broodstock selection, but that when you want to purchase broodstock, you tell get an experienced farmer who has been in the process, who has been doing it to help you in what selection. So there is a process of selection, because if you don't go through the process of selection properly, this process you are seeing will fail. So before you talk about injecting, your source of broodstock, sourcing for broodstock is also a very key area that if you don't pay attention to, the whole process is going. So first things first is that broodstock selection. You have to get somebody who you will learn from, and after a period of time, you will master the act of selection. Ehen. Our class is a little bit limited for me to go into broodstock selection. You understand? That means I have to get a lot of broodstocks, and I have to start explaining the difference between this and this, and so that will be really a lot. So during breeding is artificial propagation. Hmm? And one of the first process is broodstock selection. After broodstock selection, then you talk about preparation of your hatchery room. Because if your hatchery room is not prepared and you have properly selected the broodstock, how do you make progress from your selected broodstock? So after selected broodstock, you now have to cross to hatchery room preparation. And I said before that your hatchery room should be a room that is airtight to be able to control temperature. Timothy, there's a chair behind. To be able to control temperature, because you need temperature within your room from 25 degrees Celsius to 33 degrees Celsius, normal room temperature. So that is the range that you successful. Now, after selection of the broodstock, preparation of your hatchery room, I just mentioned temperature. Then this is your part. You need to have something that looks like this for your reproduction. You can use, this is wood and tarpaulin. You can use plastic. You can use fiber. You can use iron. You can use concrete. You can build it under excavated pump system. All you just need is to control the environment and have proper control of the environment, and you can go ahead with whatever process you want to go ahead with. So now you get your temperature checked, you get your vat. Then after getting your vat, you see the connection for water inflow for your vat. You can see the water inlet, you can see the water outlet, you can see the mesh, the net that is supposed to ensure that your fishes don't escape from the outlet. And you can see different sizes of net as they are growing. They have smaller nets from birth, and then as they grow, you use bigger nets to ensure that your water keeps passing, the dirt, their excrete, their waste keep passing, and protect the fish from coming out. That is the essence of your screen net. And then there's a way you can see how the connection is being done to allow seamless activity. Draft tank that you have, and then that said, you have prepared the facility you want to use for the breeding. Then I made mention of some equipment for breeding. I made mention of your injection syringe. I made mention of your hormone, and I said your hormone you have overprim, ovulin, names of hormones now. Overprim, ovulin. These are two names that are names of the hormones you use to inject your fish. Ovaprim, overprim. Ovulin, ovu, uh, LIN, ovulin, OVULIN, ovaprine, OVAPRIN. And I also mentioned that the calculation for injection, it is specifically stated on the body of the hormones, but for general rule, it is accepted that 0.5 mil goes for 1.5 kg fish. It means you will not do the math. If it is a 2 kg fish, it is a 1 mil that you need to inject a 2 kg fish. You collect the eggs from the female fish, it takes you approximately 9 to 10 hours depending on the temperature of the day. So after collection, and before you do the egg collection, you must open up, dissect the male, bring out the sperm sac, and be sure it has one. Bring it out, use your tissue, keep it dry to ensure that that you now take the sperm sac, create your solution from it, either with your directly on top of the eggs, or you can do it in a dried container without liquid. So you dissect it and you rinse out the solutions with normal saline. And I said normal saline is 0.9% sodium chloride without glucose. I made mention of all this explanation. So if I want to ask you people question on breeding alone, I can make it 25 marks, because you must explain everything that I'm saying. Exactly. So go and start practicing. That's what I'm mentioning. So after creating your solution, then you turn it and stir it for 1 minute. And after stirring it, you spread on top of the hatchery net. So one of the equipment I mentioned: syringe, hormone, hatchery net. Of course, you have bowls, and then thermometer for temperature. You are supposed to know the temperature of your room. There are some kits that carries that. Again, also your pH of your water. Of course, you should have checked that. Acid. If you have, I gave us a scale that from 0 to 5 is acidity, and from 5 to 7 is ideal for hashing. I made mention of that. And I told you from 7 upwards to 10 is alkalinity, and that it's dangerous. And 7 for your hashing. So of course you should have checked the water. And what can you use to enhance your water? I made mention of this, but I will not stress us to start asking. What can you use to have an acidic water to improve the pH level to neutral? I made mention of natural things like what? Okay, having a reservoir where you store the water and you allow atmospheric if you have water that is between 0 to 5 scale on the pH, allow it to be exposed to the atmosphere. Within 3 to 5 days, the pH will what? Improve and become neutral. Between 6 to 7 of what you can use. made mention of that. I made mention in class that you can use limestone to improve your pH range from wherever it is to where you want it to be. So, from your regular testing, you will now know the quantity you are supposed to add in your storage tank to be able to give you the desired result. That is just a little math. It's not something difficult. If you have 50-liter jerry can and you put half pinch of teaspoon measurement into it, and you see that the pH improved, you should be able to use that 50 liters gallon to calculate the 2000 liters gallon and say, okay, if 1 gram is enough for 50 liters, it means that 20 grams will be enough for 200 liters or 2000 liters, the case may be. So it's not rocket science, it's something simple. It's just like when you give a child half a capsule of paracetamol and you know an adult should take 2. So it's not rocket science. Outside bicarbonate, you can use caustic soda to boost your pH. Things that you can use for your pH to boost the pH of your water into the desired result that you want to get to. Then, of course, then wait for that takes you between 18 to 30 hours after spreading the eggs on the net. It takes you between 18 to 30 hours. You see them, all the process of it. The eggs will start shaking little by little as the hours is going. It will keep shaking, it will keep shaking, it will keep shaking till they drop out from the net, and you see all those processes. They are very beautiful scenarios. So those are the process, and of course, you start running your water 6 hours after you complete the spreading of the eggs on the net. You start running your water 6 hours after you complete the spreading of the eggs on your net. 6 hours. Why do you do that? That is a better question. Why do you run the water after 6 hours? You run the water because the eggs that you put on the water will use up the oxygen inside the water. So the essence of running the water is to reintroduce more oxygen into the water so that to support their life. Are we together? So you run the water till you are done, till they leave the hatchery. You keep running. Have a break of 1 hour, 2 hour, but ideally you keep the water running to bring in enough oxygen because they need oxygen. So that is, and again, then when they start hatching, from when you notice hatching, for example, if you notice hatching exactly 24 hours, 6 hours after that time, you can remove your net, your hatchery net, and go and wash it. By then, all the very good eggs that have good potentials would have hatched out. From when you notice, so preferably 30 hours on the dot from when it's a good temperature in your hatchery room. At exactly 30 hours, you can take out your net from your water. 30 hours is 1 day and 6 hours. Huh? So when your net is out, you run your water and then you don't feed the fry or the larva. Maybe they just hatch out. You don't feed them till 7 hours. Because I made mention that they have like thing you observe within their chest that they feed on during those periods of 72 hours. So they don't need external food. Hmm? Preferably I tell you 72 hours, which is what? 3 days. So for example, you spread your eggs on Monday. Exactly when are you supposed to start? Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry to answer that. Take your time, calculate, then you answer. If you spread your eggs on Monday morning by 10 o'clock, Monday morning 10 o'clock, first of all, it will take you Tuesday 10 a.m. It will take you Tuesday by 4 p.m. to remove your net. First, it will take you 30 hours to remove that net. So which is 4 p.m. on Tuesday. When you start feeding. So that's why I said don't be in a hurry to answer. Calculate. Follow the process. The 30 hours is from birth, not from when they were eggs. Of course. So when a live organism, living organism, should be fed after birth, 72 hours. You want to calculate when they were still egg as part of birth life? No. It's when they have hatched out, they are now living organisms. Then you now calculate when they should be fed. And I also made mention that when you are cleaning your vat and you are taking out the dirt with your siphoning hose, that's another equipment. Your hose, siphoning hose, to take out dirt from your vat. You should do that every day before feeding. You should do that every day before feeding.